muckers, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having the best day ever. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. I really appreciate you being here and choosing to spend even a little portion of your day here. Today we have an unexpected video, and the reason that it is unexpected, if you're aware of anything to do with Trisha and Ethan, it is very much so a thing of the past. Like, we never kind of revisit it ever, and we never talk about it, that being, you know, the elephant in the room that is their drama, because nothing really gets said from either party anymore, both Ethan or Trisha or Hila or H3. Like, no one really talks of Moses, you know, no one really talks about each other anymore. You know, they went through a spell of time where they were both going at each other, and then, you know, they got back together, then they broke up, then they got back together, then they broke up, then they broke up finally, the final time, and it was just kind of like after, you know, coming after each other, and then Ethan stopped, and then Trisha kept going, and then Ethan responded, and then Trisha kept going, and then they just stopped. So, if you needed context, that's what we're aware of thus far. And then after Trisha got pregnant, it seemed that the entire situation kind of just switched then to Trisha not making videos, calling people out, and instead being able to focus on the pregnancy content, which is, you know, typical, because that's normally why a lot of family channels, I'm not saying this about Trisha, because I know that Trisha did want to have a baby anyway, but I'm saying that it's a well-known fact that whenever a family channel's views go down, that they, pregnancy announcement, and then they have the journey of pregnancy, then the new baby, then viewers peak, and it's great. I'm not saying that's what's happening with Trisha here, but I'm saying in terms of making pregnancy content, it's a lot more of a trending topic than a drama that happened a long time ago. So for Trisha, she hasn't really talked about it, and Ethan and Hila for a long time didn't even want to talk about her whenever they even were. You know, they just kind of had to respond to things. So they did just kind of stop talking about each other. So we haven't heard a lot as of late. And now that we know that, you know, Trisha's pregnant with Moses' baby, and that's Hila's brother, and it's so messy that they don't talk to each other. I'm not saying they do. I mean, if I was in Ethan and Hila's position, I wouldn't speak to either of them again. And I think as well, it's just, there's so much between the relationship dynamic between Ethan and Trisha, and then the Trisha and Moses one, and Moses and Hila, and there was family drama, there was allegations against Moses. Like, there was just so much that went wrong, and I don't think it ever needs to be fixed. Sorry, does that make me toxic? I don't think family drama ever needs to be fixed for the sake of, oh, but you're family. No, it just because they're family doesn't mean that they can't be dickheads, that they can't use you, or, you know, that's kind of my overarching point. Point blank period. Like, it's so interesting. I really shouldn't say this. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but whenever I'm talking about Ethan, Hila, Trisha, and Moses and their drama, and people are being like, you know, but they're family and they'll make up in the end. It's so interesting to me hearing that, because kind of in my personal life, with I really shouldn't be saying this, sorry, in my personal life, like, I have witnessed situations where my family members have been done dirty by family, but just because they're family does not excuse them for that. Like, I don't know, like, it's like messy, right? So it kind of hit close to home whenever I was seeing people defend, you know, the situation where they're like, maybe you should make up, and I'm like, no, if you're being used, if you're in a toxic situation, just because you're blood or related doesn't mean that you should have any more empathy than you would anyone else for that person, point blank period. I mean, my mom's sister is the worst person in the world here, and she's completely ruined our family dynamic, and she's like, and just because we're family doesn't mean that, you know, we have to be friends with them, doesn't mean that we have to love them. And that's why this hit, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for that. Mom, if you see this, don't even bother texting me about it. Sorry, I already said it. It just kind of, to me, is like, whenever I'm seeing people say that, you know, well, Ethan and Hila should make more of an effort because they're family, it does resonate with me, and it always has, and I've never really spoken about it before, and it's just kind of like, your family don't always have your back. And your family can be toxic to you, and your family can be the worst ones. And I believe that there's a Rina Sawayama song called Chosen Family, and it's basically like, we don't have to be related to relate. Like, we can love each other, we can choose our family, we can accept it. It's a beautiful song. It's one of my favorite songs in the entire world, and I genuinely believe that. You can be closer and have people care about you more than what your family do. So, anyway. Sorry. Okay, so I have a bunch of timestamps to get to here, but basically Ethan and Hila on their recent podcast that just came out did a big jab at Trisha, where they basically say that, I don't know if you remember, but during Frenemies, there was an athletics episode where Ethan and Trisha were doing a lot of athletics and gym workouts and stuff, and in my opinion, a very funny video. It's one of my favorite frenemies videos, but in it, Trisha was basically showing that she was actually quite strong, and Ethan basically challenged her and was like, again, it's just rich people talking, it is like, ugh, but, and for both of them, but Trisha was doing a plank, and Ethan was like, if you can hold that for even longer, I will buy a Rolls Royce, and Trisha was like, how does that benefit me? And he's like, well, you always wanted me to get a matching one, do you? The frenemies colors, like black and pink, the ones Trisha has, which Rolls Royces are like mega money, mega bucks. And Trisha was like, okay, and then they do it, and they get the Rolls Royce, and they match, and they do like the mukbang in it, and Ethan and Hila talk about it on the podcast, where they're like, you know, how Trisha persuaded us to get a Rolls Royce. Well, basically, in the new episode, they talk about the struggle that they had to try and get rid of that car, that they didn't want it anymore, and they didn't want any attachments to the previous co-host, and Hila actually makes a jab at Trisha, where she's like, you know, you got that car to match your old co-host, and now you're getting a new one to match your new co-host, which is Hassan in Leftovers. And it was really interesting. So I have the timestamps first and foremost of the newest podcast, which let me pull up on my notes here, and then I also have the original video where they talk about getting the Rolls Royce, and I think that I want to show you this first of all. So this was the context of getting the car in the first place.
For yourself?
Okay,
well, I know
You're just gonna watch so good. You saw those the planks.
I was impressed.
Thank you.
Let's see how long you can go.
You want to time it?
I'm just impressed. Okay,
you want to try again, or you're just gonna watch me?
I'm just here to comment.
Most, you want to put a timer on, like a minute? See if I can hold it for a minute.
If you hold it for a minute, I will buy a Rolls Royce.
For yourself?
Well, I know it's rewarding to myself, but you're the one that wants me to get it.
We'll be matching.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so this was the video.
Do it.
And then he does the call and he gets
No
it.
way.
So here we go.
How are you doing?
Good. I mean,
Frenemies was such an era.
I am so...
It's weird looking back on this now.
I am so
aged horribly.
impressed by Trisha right now. I will go fucking waste all of my money on a Rolls Royce.
that made me laugh.
Let me look up the price of Rolls Royce while we wait.
Holy fuck!
So you're gonna get a Rolls Royce, not a match.
Royce.
So you're okay with me getting the Rolls Royce for the show? She says her hands are tied.
Yes.
She can't say no.
What?
Okay.
Oh my god, I was expecting it honestly to be like £100,000, and I would be like, that's insane. They're like £400,000. That is like $600,000. We're in a different tax bracket, very clearly. Oh my god, so this was the video.
Here we go.
So then he talks about getting it, and then at the end of the video, we have the following whenever they actually get the car. So here we go. So it says 6 hours later.
Jewish trivia.
Famous Jewish trivia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go get the Rolls Royce and then get fast food with our Rolls
With the
Royce,
new ones?
which
Okay.
is the whole vibe.
So then they get them. Imagine being that rich that you can just get a car the same day.
Wait, my light's going off again. The lights, you have your lights on?
We are in a different tax bracket, y'all.
How is it?
Broke him.
Skinny in a Rolls Royce.
Skinny legend ship.
Me too.
I feel like it's definitely the cleanest ride ever, but it's kind of embarrassing just to be in a Rolls Royce.
Why? It's the opposite of embarrassing. It's more embarrassing if your car breaks down.
No, it's so show-offy, that's why.
But yours is more understated.
They do bring up
Brought
this
me
point.
in, that was so nice.
You're welcome. You just got a Rolls Royce, so I was like...
It was so nice. The lady in front, she goes, she doesn't say anything, she doesn't explain, she just goes, Trisha bought you food. Like we all know Trisha.
Alright, so that was them getting it. So for context, Ethan talks about the fact, it's important to note that he talks about that he was kind of uncomfortable, that the car was very show-offy. And then now we have the recent podcast, which I'm going to pull up right now, and it was them talking about the struggle to get rid of it. So it is at 36:18. I have my timestamps, y'all. I did my research. I have not watched like an entire H3 podcast in a while, and this was my first one watching its entirety. I got all of 3 hours, and I actually enjoyed it. Like certain parts about it. They talked about the Deaf Noodles lawsuit, and I kind of thought it was ugh. But other than that, it was interesting to like get back into like watching like a 3-hour long podcast again, and I realized like how bad my attention span has been. And it was nice to see all of the H3 members again. Again, I just literally like have had the worst attention span recently, so I haven't been able to like sit down and watch like hour-long podcasts. But I'm getting there again. I started watching Brittany Broski and Sarah Shires, and then I watched their newest one whenever it was live. And then I realized I watched all 3 hours of it, and I was like, okay, attention span, she's coming back. Okay, so anyway, here we have them talking about the Rolls Royce. Also, Hila looks beautiful in this. And I also want the hat that Ethan has so bad, so if anyone can send me a link, thank you.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that shit was true what
Here
I
we
just
go.
said.
It's the truest thing you've ever
Like
said.
an exclamation mark. Yeah.
This is their newest
Loudest thing
podcast.
you've ever said.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, fuck yeah. So, by the way, speaking of Rolls, I am no longer driving a Rolls Royce.
Very celebratory.
I'm so happy.
We thought we were stuck with it for 5 years.
Oh my god, I'm so happy. I was like, man, I did not like that car. It did like 12 miles to the gallon.
Oh my god.
And like, we had 2 baby seats in the back. I don't think you're supposed to put baby seats in a Rolls Royce.
It's like
$400,000
because the door
to
opens
not
the
like
opposite
it?
way, and
Oh.
the baby seat faces like away from the windshield. It's like you can't even reach the baby. You try to put
All
him in
that
the car
money.
seat and you can't even physically
I'm
do it.
disappointed with it.
Well, and then the weirdest part is that it's such a massive car.
Thank God they got
when
rid of
Hila
it.
would sit in the middle of the kids, she would have no space.
Yeah, I barely fit.
All that money? Like,
So I wasn't sure they were going to take it back because I was locked in like this insanely long lease, but they were so desperate for cars because there's a car shortage. They took it back, canceled the lease. They even paid me. It was kind of insane.
Yeah.
$400,000 though?
I'm no longer driving that thing, man. I'm just couldn't be happier. Such a ridiculous car. It's not even nice.
It's beautiful.
It's just a total status symbol because
That's what it is.
it's really not that nice inside. I have to say, it's super antiquated.
It's not tech like up to date.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
like
that
the
is a big deal.
navigation, the whole inside interior is just it's just bad, man. It's just bad. And I gotta say, you know, for how much that car cost, the AC wasn't that fucking good either.
Oh, that's unacceptable.
Literally, like, how was this car, like, nearly $500,000? Like, from my knowledge of Google here, like, $500,000. Like, this car better make me fucking dinner. It better clean my apartment. It better clean the cat's litter trays. You know what I mean? We're in a different tax bracket here. Ooh, to be able to buy a car for a joke and then not like it. Ooh, we are different.
Some jet.
I literally, I have to like evaluate whenever I'm buying too many drinks at like the club. I'm like, will this affect me in the long run? Like, wow, woof, wow. Okay, a lot of money for a car. Woof, my goodness, just to match Trisha Paytas, even worse.
But also-
doing it.
It's just kind of like the attention that you get in it is just not cool. Like, at least not for us. It's not our vibe. Like, every time
It is
you
for
stop
Trisha,
at a
though,
red
Hila?
light, somebody's gotta be like, yo,
Whoa, look at that.
what do you do?
That was the worst part. That was the biggest reason. Because that was my daily commuter, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm just some asshole in this one person in this massive Poland that gets 12 miles to the gallon.
That apparently fills
And-
no one else than one person.
And then everyone's looking at you. It's such a flashy car, and I don't know. It's just, you want to come to my car and suck my car?
This is so shady, by the way, to the fact that that's literally Trisha's lifestyle. Like, Trisha lives and breathes by her Rolls Royce. Like, she gets them all the time. Like, fuck me.
Fuck. That was not, isn't anything I ever said. But in a Rolls Royce, that would be more compelling, I think. I'm just saying.
Oh, man.
That was about the Brendan Shaw deal. I didn't proposition anyone.
Yeah, that took me a minute to place.
Can we tell them what you got now?
So come on, Hila, be shady.
So
Come on, Hila.
It's funny, it was totally unintentional, but Ethan went from matching his previous co-host to matching his current co-host.
Dude, it was...
I love and have waited for Shady Hila to return, and she's finally here, and she's giving, and I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. I've waited for a Trisha dragging. I've just waited for it. I feel fad.
And to do it
We
all...
didn't even-
Because keep in mind, I'm not just being like, I want drama, but like, we went from so much to like, crickets. And I'm like... You know what I mean?
So I got Porsche makes this all electric car. It's got 4 seats, and it's by the way half the price. Literally
half the price would still be like $200,000, right?
I went to buy a car. They tell me the ticket price, and they go, and then on top of that, of course, is $20,000 because fuck you.
Just because they're upcharging everything.
$20,000 on top.
Jesus.
I was like, okay, whatever. But even with that massive upcharge, it's still half the price of the Rolls Royce, which is awesome.
So a Porsche. If I Google this and this is any more than $150,000, Porsche car price. Oh. Never mind. It says, sorry, this was on like a second-hand shop. Yeah, it says that they are £170,000. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I need to start doing 3-hour-long fucking podcasts, it seems. Whew, my goodness. My goodness gracious me. I wonder how much money they got back from the fucking Rolls Royce to be able to put like, you know what? Good for you.
I have the same exact car as Hassan.
So it matches Hassan now.
I don't want anyone to say that I'm
Is it
copying.
the same color?
No, it's different color.
What
different
color
interior.
you got?
I got baby blue.
I think it's blue or something.
I think yours is nicer than Hassan.
Oh.
Yeah. Of course you'd say that.
Well, no,
The beat?
personally, I
like
wish
it.
you had someone like that. You've had one all along.
What happened before anyone says that I'm copying Hassan?
Everyone's
I went there to
Hassan simp right now. Hassan
No.
Hassan simp. I agree. Hassan simp.
I went there to test drive a different car, and I said, hey, do you guys have all electric cars? Because I didn't know. And she's like, yeah, we got one. It just arrived today. The person canceled their order, and like I got insanely lucky that it was there.
Okay, no, I can listen to this because they do talk about it for like another like 5 minutes. However, I would much rather spend the rest of the video going through this, which is on the H3 podcast from the 26th of February, 2021, when they were still, friends with Trisha. They are talking about getting the Rolls Royce and how they were persuaded to get it. I think this is more interesting to watch than like 5 more minutes of that. No shit, like I'm just like for like context here, so here we go.
If you guys saw the new Frenemies, you'll know what we're talking about, but we did the athletic competition, and Trisha, first of all, blew me away with her athleticism.
Which
I did
should
not.
be concerning to you.
Is it a compliment to her or a concern to me?
Concern to you.
Really?
Wow, thank you.
Well, I agree. I mean, yeah.
They really pulled back on the Trisha soundbites.
I mean, she kicked my ass in a lot of categories, like jump rope,
I thought you used to be good at that.
sit-ups. She like
Sorry, he said like Trisha kicks his ass, and I was gonna make a Moses Trisha joke, but I'm gonna hold myself back.
The jump rope wasn't a blowout. You were able to do the double jump. She couldn't.
yeah, but like endurance-wise. But she had this different technique where she was doing these little hops and going slow, and I was jump roping faster. I think it was a technique issue. But anyway, she beat me. The one that really shocked me. By the way, she didn't get close to doing a pull-up because that was like the debate that started it.
Yeah.
She couldn't even lift herself up a little bit.
Yeah, that's
But she started. We were having a plank competition, which is when you're on your elbows and you
Well,
go
we just
straight.
watched.
I can do a minute.
You do a minute right now.
Okay,
Do it right now.
sure.
Let's put on the
Oh, we're
timer.
gonna have a
Okay, and then we'll skip past this. By the way, Hila, Queen can do it, of course. All right.
Well, I mean, look, I have no excuse on Trisha. She's got like a lot. I mean, she's got just a lot of.
Yeah.
I mean, her boobs alone, she said, weighs like 100 pounds. Good job.
No, you're living.
So she did the play. I'm impressed, Hila.
So do I get another Rolls Royce?
No, you'll return that one
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Right, whenever people
Get a
want to
Porsche.
buy myself a Rolls
Yeah.
Royce. So she says, she gets on the phone, she goes, oh, I know, guys. So she gets this guy on the call who sold her all her cars. He goes, yeah, I can get you one. We said, we need a black on black. He says, there's one in San Diego. We'll drive it up on a truck right now. Literally on the phone. I haven't even been in the dealership. I haven't even seen the thing. He sends me a link. I said, that's fine. It's black, whatever. 2019, slightly used at like 3,000 miles. And I said,
Different tax bracket.
it looks fine. Cool. So literally a few hours later, I didn't see it. I didn't even talk to him. I put him in touch with like our business manager who took care of everything. And I just showed up and I got the fucking Rolls Royce in a day.
Daddy,
That was wild.
And then we just went straight to In-N-Out and I got a protein style.
I love it.
It's a horrible probably the biggest financial mistake of my life.
If it's like
Yeah, the
$500,000.
trading cost us money because we were upside down because the Porsche we had for 1 year of 3.
Are you telling me that they went from Porsche to Rolls Royce to Porsche again? What was the purpose? To please Trisha Paytas? I'm glad they can look back on it now and be like, what?
So we have to pay them $20,000 to take the Porsche.
My God.
Yeah, it was a horrible deal. Actually, the trade-in cost us big time. So we traded in Hila's Porsche.
But also, it seemed so impossible like the whole day, it just seemed like there was no way it's gonna happen. But Ethan and Trisha really wanted it to be like same day for it all to happen in one episode.
Well, he's like, I don't know if we could get it up from San Diego. And I was like, look, dude, I'm just gonna be real with you, with peace and love. I'm probably not gonna want it tomorrow. Just saying, I'm probably not gonna want this tomorrow. Just being honest, like if you want the deal to go through, like we should probably get this done today. So he's like, all right.
Even just figuring out how to pay them was a whole big deal. And
well, there was like a huge down payment, and our cookie, they're like, we need it on a credit card, and so I had to call the bank to increase my credit card limit, but I couldn't do it in one day. And then I called to do the debit card, and the office was closed, so we had to figure out like, okay, I'll give you part in a check, I'll give you part in a credit card, and this one I'll send you a wire for the rest, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was crazy.
God.
And then we had like
all of this for Trisha Paytas.
All right, so
this is
come in and come with them.
This is how big Frenemies was, that they went through all of that for just like one episode. Like, it's insane to think back on it.
For sure. I was like, oh shit, I gotta empty my car. Like, this is crazy.
By the way, Hila sacrificed her car to me. That was her gift to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Ethan said that
a loving wife.
he's never really got a good gift for me, which is such bullshit.
You took that really hard.
Yeah, because I think I want to be a good gift giver. I like to give gifts to people.
It's not your fault.
I know, but still.
I'm not mad.
I know, but it still sucks.
Well, you gave me a beautiful gift was it yesterday? No, the day before.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so that.
That trade-in was so brutal. Like, we literally had to pay them $20,000 just to take the fucking car off our hands because we had 2 years left.
And $20,000 to get the new one as well.
This was such a mistake. I love the car though.
It's always $20,000.
It's pretty crazy. I still can't believe it. I'm like, I don't know what to think about it. It's a Rolls Royce.
Some of the features
what is
on
it doing in our driveway?
We cut out some of the stuff at the dealership or whatever that only the members saw. But one of the things that blew me away is the umbrella built into the door.
Oh yeah, that's
oh, so they liked the car at the start.
On the back passenger side,
they didn't want to upset Trishy like Fishy.
And then apparently, if the umbrella's soaking wet, you can still put it back in the hole because there's fans in there built to dry it off.
Is that car a V8 or is it a 12-cylinder?
Bro, I have no fucking idea. I'm like, are you kidding me?
What's it called again? What's like the model?
Colligan. Rolls-Royce Colligan.
It's all
Wait,
like German.
You're saying that wrong.
I could be Colligan. You're right. Colligan.
A lot happening here.
Colligan.
That's
The suspension.
Like toothpaste.
The suspension on the car is all German engineering too. So
With
it's
the V12.
What is
it's a V12. I just looked it up.
It's really interesting hearing their like original take on the car, like compared to now. Obviously, like they were in a completely different like mindset back then. It's interesting.
Oh my god, this is like the most beautiful thing.
Now you're in one.
Oh, clearly.
That's
Yeah, you're
weird.
pregnant in that car. I'm just kidding. You get pregnant in that parking lot, girl.
Gross.
Ay. So, I mean, I haven't even driven it that much. We went on a long drive yesterday, just kind of go putz around, see how it feels. Feels great. It was fun. It's huge, heavy car. Like, if I get in an accident, I ain't dying. That whole family is fucking dead.
Thing's a boat, dude.
Can you see the weight on it?
Yeah, it's 6,069 pounds.
Is that a lot?
Yes, it's a heavy car. Yeah.
So how much is like a
Tesla?
Yeah, how much is like a Tesla Model X?
Tesla X. It's probably because it's electric. It's probably, I would imagine, really light actually. Let's see.
Okay, so I think we've heard enough. It's interesting. I just loved my moment of shady Hila. It was great to see. Thank you, Hila. Yeah, it's interesting hearing their opinions on the car now whenever they're not speaking with Trisha, they do not like Trisha, versus when they were speaking with Trisha and they like Trisha. It's interesting. I want to know your opinion of it. Whenever I heard it, I was actually shocked because they they never mention anything about like frenemies or anything now, and it's interesting Hila being like, you went from matching your old co-host to your new one. So who knows, maybe in a couple months we'll get a video like this about them changing from Hassan's car to like a new co-host. Who knows? I'll see you in my next one. Thank you for watching, and let me know your opinion on this fucker. I love you, and thank you for watching, and bye.